Hello, my dear students in grade 9. Today we are going to discuss the reading comprehension lesson in Unit 10. I hope that every one of you had listened to the text and practiced reading. Now let's start. Before going into the details, I want to stop on the title of the lesson, or the unit, which is influences. Actually, influences is the effect that a person or thing has on someone or something. هي بمعنى قوة التأثير اللي ممكن تكون من شخص أو قد تكون من شيء. لكن في درسنا لهذا اليوم رح نناقش the influences which is from people toward other people. Our text for today is entitled تحت عنوان Leo. And Leo is an autobiographical extract in which the writer recounts two very different influences from his school days. بدرسنا لهذا اليوم we're going to study an autobiographical extract. Some of you will say, what is an autobiographical extract? For this, I want to remind you with things the thing that we had in grade 8, which is an autobiography. When you say an autobiographical extract, it's a part of an autobiography. And the autobiography is the story of a person's life as written by that person. هي عبارة عن سيرة ذاتية أو سيرة حياة اللي قام بكتابة هذا الكتاب، يروي في حياته، الأحداث اللي مرت معه إلى آخره. ودرسنا لليوم هو عبارة عن جزء يروي فيه الكاتب جزء من حياته، وهنا بيتعلق ب his school days. Don't forget, once you read an autobiography, you should know that the writer used, first of all, the first person pronoun. Why the first person pronoun? Because the writer is writing or talking about his life events, his life events, and he's talking about himself. So he usually use I or we. So for this, the writer in an autobiography used the first person pronoun. The second thing that the writer uses or used the past tenses in general. Why? Because you all know that we're talking about, or we're going to read about things that happened in the past. That we're going to read about the writer's life events. And they are all in the past tense because they happened in the past. So the writer usually use the past simple, past continuous, or the past perfect. Also, the writer, of course, must use facts. Why facts? Because he's talking about the real things that he passed through, or the real things that he had during his life. And also, you will see that the writer used to use details once he was going to focus on some events in his life or in some memories. Also, the writer always uses descriptive language. Why descriptive language? Because the writer needs to use a lot of adjectives to make the reader feel the general atmosphere, to feel the situation, to feel lively with the story, to feel everything in the story. So he must use descriptive language. In Leo's extract, the writer is describing events in general. So the writer doesn't recounting exactly one particular event in detail, including what everybody said. الجزء اللي رح نقرأه اليوم من درسنا بليو، احنا فعليا رح نناقش الأشياء أو the writer described things in general. لم يقم بالخوض بتفاصيل الحدث اللي رح يروي لنا إياه، بمعنى كل تفصيلة وكل حديث مر معه بحياته الحقيقية. لكن فعليا the writer is expressing his feelings about events rather than the events themselves. هو فعليا الكاتب عندنا قام بعملية التركيز على مشاعره، وصف والتعبير عن مشاعره حيال بعض المواقف أو الموقف اللي مر فيه أكثر من شرح الموقف نفسه. لذلك this is what we're going to see during our explanation or during Leo's text. Sabaya, or my students in general, we have to know that the main characters of Leo's extract are three. They are Ruby, Danny, and Leo. Ruby is going to be the writer who wrote the story of his life, and he was described as clever, miserable, successful, and frightened. You also will have Danny. Danny is the person who affected his life negatively, and also he was a tough, cunning, intimidating, and imposing character. The third character is Leo, the Leo who was described as a positive character. He was friendly, confident, relaxed, and tall or giant in general. All these adjectives are going to be shown during reading the extract of Leo. So be careful with these adjectives. Now, my students, please open your student's book, page 104 or 104. First of all, influences in our life start out. People who influence our life, they start from the beginning of our life. بمعنى التأثير أو الأشخاص المؤثرين في حياتنا بيكونوا موجودين منذ البداية. And the first people to influence, أول ناس بيأثروا بحياتنا هم they are our families. They are our families, our parents, our grandparents, our sister, our brother. So those people are the first people to be influences or to be influencers in our life. So they may affect our life, all the influencers, they may affect our life negatively or positively. The second people to affect our life are, of course, our teachers. Teachers often have a long-lasting influence on students. كثير من المعلمين بيكون لهم تأثير على طلابهم لدرجة إنه التأثير يمتد معهم إلى ما بعد تخرجهم، وقد يقودهم في كثير من الأحيان لتحقيق نتائج كثير عالية، بدليل إنه many students or many successful people remember how a particular teacher inspired them. في كثير من الناس عم بتذكر كيف كان معلم كان بحياتهم قام بإلهامه ليحقق نجاح معين أو ليكون ليدر له بحياته بشكل غير مباشر من خلال عملية التأثير اللي مر فيها من خلال هذا الأستاذ أو هاي المعلمة. Our students, you know that you have friends, and friends are important people in most people's lives. كلنا أصدقائنا مهمين بحياتنا، لكن don't forget that those friends are very important people to influence your life in a negative way or a positive way. So please be careful once you choose your friends. Now, Sabaya, this is an introduction for the text of Leo. I want every one of you now read the text and try as much as you can to get as much information as you can from the text. To help you, I want to give you a brief summary for the text. Then I will leave you to read the text again, try to think over the story. Then I will come back again to help you with the full explanation. Now, here is the brief summary. Ruby is the student or the person who is telling his story when he was at school. So, Ruby is the person who's telling his story when he was at school. He was teased by Danny Radel, although he was a very good student. بالنسبة لهذا الطالب اللي اسمه روبي اللي هو أول كاركتر أو هو محور القصة تاعتنا، هو الشخص عبارة عن طالب ذكي ناجح، لكنه هو عبارة عن محط استهزاء من صديقه داني رادل. Danny make him feel ridiculous and make him feel miserable. He always make him feel down. دائما عم بيحسسه انه انت انسان لا شيء، انت انسان محطم، انت انسان ما عندك اشي. دائما عم بيحسسه بعدم النجاح ما عم بيعطيه فرصة يبين هذا النجاح اللي موجود عنده. Always Danny tries to say comments in front of the others which make the others not respecting Ruby or not making him feel happy. For this, they always laughed at him, teased him, and Danny Riddle. All this was until the second character appeared, who's Leo. So Leo is the third character in our story. Leo, of course, came to the school and he was a totally different character. He was a confident student. He was, let's say, a sociable student. He was chatting with everyone, even Danny. He didn't accept that Danny's behaviors towards روبي كان يرفض أي تصرف أو أي تعليق من داني تجاه روبي، ولذلك كان يوقفه حتى من خلال النظر إليه إن أنا غير راضي عن إيذائك لهذا الشخص وهو روبي. By the time students stopped listening to Danny's comments and they started doing things very well in the classes, now Ruby was affected positively because of Leo, and he started to become very good, confident, and he started to show what he has, his talent, his behaviors, his good behaviors, his good ideas, and he started to be himself again. This is a brief summary for our story. Please come back to your student book, read now the story of Leo, and we're going to come back again with the full explanation of the text.